What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Everything Ministry Podcast. My name is Collin, and I am your host. Hey guys, today we're going to do something a little different. Today is Thursday, February the 12th, and something new I want to try to do on this podcast every Thursday, because Mondays we typically use for our one-on-one interview conversations with other kids ministry, youth ministry, family ministry leaders. And today I want to start something a little different. I want to make it to where we are having a Thursday motivational conversation. And I don't mean Thursday motivational as in some pep talk, okay? I mean Thursday motivation as in something to help us, because we all know, we've all been there where Wednesday nights can seem very tough. Wednesday nights can seem very hard. And ultimately what happens Wednesday will linger with us until the weekend, till Sunday. Unless you have a church like I do where you're on Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. So those things can kind of linger with you, and sometimes it's hard to get refreshed back into rhythm on Sunday with both feet moving forward when we've had such a rough Wednesday night. So I want to encourage you that, what we do matters. Sometimes kids ministry can feel small, right? It can feel like we have small budgets, small thank yous, small chairs, small voices. But what we do is not small. What we do is very large. We're building something that we can't see. We're building future generations for Christ. And every high five at check-in matters. Every Bible story that we've told for the 1,000th time, that matters. Every snack or dirty diaper that you have to clean up matters. Every time you choose patience over frustration matters. God uses everything that we do. Someone told me once that as I was getting early on into my ministry and as I was teaching, he told me, he said, I left a message and I was like, man, I just don't feel like I delivered well. And he's like, well, it's not about your delivery. It's about God using your delivery, or you praying about what God is going to help you to deliver. And he said, note that when you leave a sermon, that God had something planned for at least one person in that room, that God used you to speak to at least one person in that room that day. And that is something that I've constantly lived by, because there are days where we have bad days. There's days when senior pastors have bad days. And, we can't let those bad days crush us. So we got to understand that God can use it. And, we talked about this a little bit last week with Alec, but you're not just watching kids, you're shaping their hearts. You're not just leading games, you're building faith foundations. You're not just filling time, you're planting seeds that could change a child's eternity. So these are little quotes that you'll find often in kids ministry, but they're so impactful and they're so meaningful and they're so true. The world doesn't give us an applause in kids ministry. We don't get a lot of credit a lot of times, depending on where your church is. My senior pastor is very great about that. Like, he loves the kids ministry. We are blessed to have him here at Pathways. He celebrates kids ministry and youth ministry. But some of you, I understand, that don't have that at your church. But sometimes you don't see the things that senior ministry sees, or even sometimes student ministry sees, as the growth of the kid or the child. But I just want to help you understand that just because we don't see it, or you may not get applauded or an attaboy or attagirl every time you leave throughout your message, or you leave throughout your Sunday or Wednesday, just know that heaven celebrates it, right? Just know that God is up there smiling down because you're doing what you were called to do, what you were created to do. Because one day, this is the beautiful part that I love so much. One day, someone, even that unruly 7-year-old or that unruly 15-year-old, is going to turn around, and God is going to plant his seed firmly in that heart and water it, and it is going to be increased and it is going to grow. And that young man or that young girl that gave you such a hard time is going to turn out to be a soldier for Christ. And what's going to happen is one day they're going to turn into an adult, and they're going to look back at you. They're going to find you, hopefully, or they're going to find a church, or they're going to get plugged in as a kids pastor or a preteen pastor or a youth pastor or a senior pastor, or someone in the church, a worship pastor, whatever that might be, or they might just be a doctor or a lawyer, who knows? But they're going to look back and they're going to say, man, it was because of that man or that woman, that leader, that small group leader, that volunteer who made me feel special and who continued to pour into me, even when my teachers at school, even when my family, even when my friends, everybody else wanted to give up on me, that person continued to love me like Christ. And guys, that's the most important thing. That is why we do what we do. That is why everything we do matters. So I want to encourage you with that today. I hope that you have a blessed Thursday. I hope that By the time Sunday comes around, you are pumped, you are regenerated, you are ready to go because God has a special plan for you, and He has a special plan for those kids or those teens or those people that you are serving on Sunday morning. God has made you their shepherd, and it is your job to feed that flock of in His Word. So God bless you all. I'll be praying for you. If there's any way we can pray for you specifically, please feel free to reach out to us. Comment below on these Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you're watching or listening. Feel free to throw some comments down in there. We'll love to pray for you, love to connect with you. But until next week, God bless you guys, and we'll catch you then.